Toodaloo! Here is another video. If you see me looking off to the side, Tina's trying to eat her lunch. We got in a little tiff because she was trying to sit down and eat her lunch, and I'm trying to shoot a video. So if you hear anything in the background, it's probably Tina eating. Anyways, I wanted to go over nutrition labels today. Does anybody understand these things? Do you get it? Do you understand? Do you know how to read them? Well, if you do, awesome. If you don't, I'm going to give you a crash course. I'm going to try to keep it fast, so we're going to jump into it. Now, the thing with the nutrition labels is, yes, it tells us our macros, protein, carbs, fat, sugar, sodium, all the other different things, but it also, what you want to look at when you look at your nutrition labels, so the reason for this video is I had a client yesterday, we were talking about nutrition labels, understanding them. When clients ask me if they can have something in their meal plan outside of what I dictated or outside of what I dictated in the macro cheat sheet that I provide to clients, I tell them, send me the nutrition label. Also, send me the ingredients. So a lot of times people look at the nutrition labels, but they don't look at the ingredient labels. We need to know what is going into the foods that are going into our mouth. So I'm going to show two different examples I'm going to split the screen here, and I'm going to show two different examples of foods. I'm going to show one, we're going to go over Pop-Tarts, right? Everybody loves Pop-Tarts. If you don't, you know what they are at least. I kind of want to show you how they split things up sometimes on nutrition labels and how sometimes people don't really understand totally what they're doing when they're consuming certain foods, especially a processed food like a Pop-Tart versus something like celery. I'm going to show you a nutrition label for celery too, so let's hop into that. Here we go. All right, so the first label we're looking at here is Kellogg's Pop-Tarts Frosted Red, White, and Berry. So check this first thing out. Right here, we've got the serving size, right? What's it say? Over here, one pastry, in parentheses, is 50g. That is 50 grams. So if you were to weigh one pastry, it would weigh 50 grams. So here's one of the things first. How do they package Pop-Tarts? Do they package one pastry to a package, or do they package two pastries to a package? Bingo! They package two. So when we look at the nutrition facts here, if you're going to eat two, which most people do, far and few and in between, unless you have little kids, are going to eat one. I know I always used to eat two for sure because two came in a pack. So if we look here, we've got calories are 190, and if we times that by two, that's going to give us 380 calories. If we look at your fats here, we've got 4 grams of fat. Obviously, times it by 2, we have 8. Your bad fats are your saturated fats and your trans fats. Your good or better fats are your polyunsaturated and your monounsaturated. So we have 8 grams of total fat in the Pop-Tart. And then let's look at the total carbohydrates right here. What's that? 37 grams. Holy shit. Times 2 gives us 74 grams of carbohydrates, shitty carbohydrates, simple processed refined carbohydrates in 2 Pop-Tarts. Let's pop down. Look at this. Dietary fiber, less than 1 gram. That is not good. And then your sugars in the Pop-Tarts are 17 grams, which gives us 34 grams of processed refined sugar in our Pop-Tarts. And then last but not least right here, protein, 2 grams. So we get a whopping 4 grams of protein in the Pop-Tart. Now let's scroll down here, right here to the ingredients. Look at all of these things in here to just make a freaking Pop-Tart. Now I'm not going to go through every single thing here, but let's look at a few things. Oh, we've got high fructose corn syrup, burnt, horrible for you. Regular sugar, burnt, corn syrup, burnt, dextrose, burnt, soybean and palm oil, burnt, burnt. And all the array of all these other wonderful things. Red 40, modified wheat starch, carnauba wax. Holy shit, isn't that what we put on our cars to wax the paint? When you look at all these, if something has this many ingredients and this many ingredients that you maybe can't pronounce, don't understand what they are, don't know what they are, you maybe want to stay away from them, okay? So Do you understand that here? You need to, when you look at these nutrition facts, you need to look at the serving size and how they list it, because sometimes they're very crafty at how they do it, all right, guys, this is where you need to, I'm back. This is where you need to understand how the nutrition facts and labels work, okay? So for instance, on there, what we were just talking about, we got a serving size of 1 pastry, right? There's certain things where, let's use an Oreo purely for example, and I don't have the proper numbers, but where they might put 1 Oreo equals X amount of calories and X amount of carbs, instead of putting like, as a serving size, maybe 6 Oreos, because let's be realistic, how many people actually eat just 1 Oreo? There are some willpower restricted type individuals out there that do that. I am not one. I want to know the serving size for 6 or 8 Oreos in one shot, right? Now, let's go to, that was something that was processed, refined, not ideal. Does it mean you can't ever eat that thing? Absolutely not. But it means it's probably not, shouldn't probably be a staple within your diet. You want to stay with more whole, unprocessed foods to elicit positive results for your machine, which is your body. Okay, so now I'm going to bring up the celery nutrition label. So let's see the differences between the Pop-Tart one we just looked at and the celery. You guys ready? Here we go. All right, right here we have the celery nutrition facts. So check it out. 2 medium stalks, you weigh them out, 110 grams. What's that say? Calories right there, 15. Woo! Wow. It's a little bit different, huh? Let's go. Well, no fats, so that's okay. Total carbohydrates, 3 grams, but 2 of those grams are coming from fiber, which means we actually have 1 gram of a net impact carbohydrate there, but it's a good carbohydrate because it is a fibrous carbohydrate, not a simple carbohydrate like the ingredients in the Pop-Tart. Total sugars, 1 gram, includes 0 added sugars. And then look, do you guys see anything in the ingredients? No, you see some vitamins here, right? And that's it, because celery is celery. So you see the difference on that? Poop, check it out. Okay, I'm back. All right. Now, what does all that mean, right? Okay, I get it. Yeah, Pop-Tarts maybe aren't ideal for a diet. So let's think about this, okay? In that Pop-Tart, right, we had almost 400 calories, right? And we had 74 grams of carbohydrates, and I believe we had 34 grams of sugar, okay? Now, this could be all over the place for somebody. For me, my macro and caloric intake is going to be a lot higher than somebody that's maybe trying to just lose body fat, okay? So keep in mind, I'm going to throw a few numbers out to you to help you understand why that Pop-Tart might not be the most ideal scenario for you, okay? According to the American Heart Association, average men, okay, an average man, we're not talking about diabetes, we're not talking about lots of muscle, we're not talking about obese or anything like that, should have no more than 37.5 grams of sugar per day. Females, 25 grams. So how many grams of sugar did we have in that Pop-Tart? I believe it was 34 grams of processed refined sugar, which means your 2 Pop-Tarts, you just blew your whole entire day as far as sugars are concerned. Now, again, experts, that is a kind of a blanketed average. It could be more, it could for sure be less depending on the individual health issues, different things like that, okay? For carbs, on a 2,000 calorie diet for an average person, anywhere from 200 to 300 grams of carbs per day, an average active person, okay? If we are in a weight loss scenario, which most of the people that we deal with are, most of the people are looking to do is lose some kind of weight, you're going to be in the neighborhood of anywhere from 50 to 150 grams of carbohydrates per day, okay? Now, so you see if we had 74 grams of carbs just in those 2 Pop-Tarts, for most people in a weight loss scenario, it almost blows the day for them, okay? Somebody eating a very high amount of carbohydrates with macros that a lot, could you eat Pop-Tarts? Sure. Is it the most ideal thing? Probably not, but you might be able to get with it, okay? And then fats, again, based on a 2,000 calorie-ish diet, are going to be anywhere from 40 to 70 grams per day. So the Pop-Tarts, and if you look at a lot of the boxes, they'll say low in fat. It's a marketing thing. They forget to tell you it's not low in sugar and it's not low in carbohydrates. So that's a big marketing thing. When they put low in fats or very low in fats, well, yes, in fact, they are correct, but they're negating to tell you that it is high in the sugars and the carbohydrates. So if you look at the celery we're looking at, obviously it's a vegetable, but it was a example that I could really show you between the two different things as far as how that works. So anyways, that is the nutrition facts data labels. Look at how they market the serving size when you look at your nutrition label. Also, look at the ingredients. If there's a bunch of shit in there you don't understand or know what it is or can't even pronounce, it is probably not an ideal scenario for you. Again, I'm a realist. Does that mean you cannot have any of those things? Absolutely not. But what it does mean is you can't have them every single day. Okay, grown-ups, you shouldn't be eating Pop-Tarts for breakfast every day. Let's find a more suitable form of fuel to energize your body, okay? So hopefully I answered a few questions for you guys. If you want, leave me a comment, shoot me a message, whatever, however you want to do it. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this. Let me know. I will talk to you guys later.